Hey y'all, I'm Emily and welcome back to Bama Based, where I find peace in my garden and joy in my kitchen. So today's the day that I'm going to prepare my soil mixture for my very first GreenStalk, and I'm so excited. So let's get into it. Alright y'all, so my favorite garden soil to date so far has been the jungle growth mixture that I pick up from Lowe's. And y'all, this is relatively cheap, like $8-9 a bag. And you get quite a lot. Now, to be brutally honest, I've never purchased Happy Frog or any type of that, and I know GreenStalk recommends using Happy Frog. Just with the quantity, I just can't purchase it right now. So this is more economical for my budget. So my plan is to use the jungle growth that I've had great success with in the past, and then mix it with perlite. And y'all, when I purchased this perlite off of Amazon, I didn't quite expect this this quantity to arrive. So it's quite a lot. This perlite was like 50 bucks off of Amazon. Yeah, it's a lot. So I'm planning on mixing my jungle growth and then the perlite together to give it a loose mixture, and then just to see how my GreenStalk performs this year. Hopefully I have great success. So yeah, my plan is to just mix it all in my wheelbarrow here and then get to filling up my GreenStalk. So in this one bag there is says 1.5 cubic feet of jungle growth garden soil. And on the bag it specifically says for flower and vegetable, it's a professional mix. And y'all, I've had great success with this. I even seed start with this stuff. And even in this bag there's perlite. So I like it. All right. So one bag in. And I'll just give you a close-up of the actual soil here because it's not overly barky. And that's what I like. All right, so now I'm going to just add some perlite. All right, so I ran into the house and just picked up a cereal bowl out of my cabinet, and I'm going to use this to scoop out the perlite. Yes, it is your bowl. All right, so I'm starting out with six scoops of perlite with one bag of jungle growth, and now I'm going to mix it to see if I like the mixture. All right, so I'm going to add 2 more scoops of perlite, so total of 8 using the cereal bowl to 1 bag of jungle growth. And I think that will be the mixture that will work for the GreenStalk. Y'all, so while I'm fixing the soil here for the GreenStalk, he was gracious enough to fix the outside water spigot that I allow to freeze and bust. And he ran PEX hose, I think is what it's called, along the back fence all the way over to the spigot over there, and now he hooked up the extra water hose and he's watering my plants for me. You know, it comes in handy to have a husband that knows what he's doing with tools and stuff like that. He knows that's my love language. All right, y'all, so I'm getting ready to fill out my very first ever GreenStalk. I purchased the pink, I think it was Blossom. It was their warehouse sale. And I also purchased the spinning base and the irrigation system, but I don't know if I am going to be able to use that just with our current watering system. So I'm going to put this over there and then start filling. All right, so I'm going to fill these up and then move them over to the base that I have currently sitting in between my two small raised beds. All right, so here's one down. I still have about half of a wheelbarrow left. So I did compress the soil a little bit, but it's not completely filled to the line because I'm going to add strawberries. Once I do that, then I can backfill with more soil. I have been looking forward to filling up this GreenStalk for weeks. My GreenStalk was delivered on Halloween Day, 2025. So 2026 is going to be a great year. And every time I came into my greenhouse, I've just stared at the GreenStalk, just dreaming of this spring and what I can be planting in it. All right, I'm just tamping down the soil a little bit. There we go. So 1 bag of jungle growth and 8 cups or 8 cereal bowls of perlite filled up 2 of my layers of the GreenStalk. So I'm probably going to have to make a Lowe's run and get more soil. But I do have 1 more bag available, so I'm going to keep on going. All right, y'all, so let's mix another batch of my GreenStalk soil mixture of jungle growth and perlite. Ugh. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. Whew. Dusty. You know, I love cool Saturdays like this. You know, the husband's on the other side of the yard preparing ribs for the Traeger. He's smoking some pork ribs. And so we get to spend time together outside, just kind of doing our own little thing, but we're at least in the same backyard spending some time together. It's just small things like that. You know, we can each be working on our own different thing, but at least we're around each other. All right, so let's keep on planting, y'all. No, let's keep on filling up these layers. All right, so I'm a little bit short on soil, so I'm going to go make a quick Lowe's run. Alrighty, y'all, so we are back from Lowe's. We got more soil, and we got a water hose holder for the new hose that my husband put in. And then, of course, I shopped the clearance rack. So I got some caladiums, and I think I got some lantanas. Alright, so I'm just going to mix another bag and perlite together and fill up my last remaining tier for my GreenStalk. Alright, get to mixing.
I'm wondering if you noticed the amount of blueberries over here.
Yes, they're just not ripe yet.
I know.
Aren't those hostas though beautiful?
I don't know what you're talking about. Good God. Here you go.
Thank you, love.
That's styrofoam.
It's not styrofoam, that's perlite. Alright, so I'm going to fill up my final layer, or my final tier of the GreenStalk. Alright, smush that back. Alright, so now I'm going to see if I have enough strength to assemble it over there. I'm still going to love this. No. Oh, y'all, I forgot the water tier thing. I'm such a dummy.
Now the other one goes on top of that?
Yeah. I think it goes cattywonk like that. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
No.
These go right there.
You sure that's right?
Yep. And they sit on it.
Oh, they're in it.
Like between it.
Oh.
Yay. So y'all, I forgot to add the watering things to it. So I recruited Jason's help. And we're just scooping back the soil and getting it on. And he's much stronger than me, so I'm using his strength to get them together. There we go, you got it. I have what, 2 more?
I don't know.
Yep, 2 more layers, babe. All right, so I'm just moving the soil back to add the reservoir. Yep.
There's too much styrofoam in here. You're going to be growing up with cups.
It's perlite. He's full of jokes.
I already did that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, add it to me. No, it's not. And then that right there is the water basin that I fill up. And then that's the lid so it doesn't get gross. What do you think about the irrigation system? The hubby's looking over the directions on how to install the irrigation system. We're not sure if it's going to work. Well, we know it's going to work. We just don't know if it would work with our current water hookup situation.
You sure that's not going to fall?
It says it won't.
Okie dokie.
I mean, if we have a tornado, I'll move it. So we might be moving it to another spot. It is more stable on the concrete pad. You don't like the pink?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't have a yard anymore.
Yes, you do.
Where?
Over there. I make our yard pretty. It is more stable on the concrete.
Yep, I'm done. I'm gone. I'll get my little corner of concrete over here.
All right. Thank you, honey. Y'all, I'm so in love with it. Well, my biceps are sore. I'm so glad Jason stepped in and helped me move it. I originally put it on the pavers over there, but he just felt it was too unstable. So we moved it to the concrete pad by the front greenhouse door, and I love it. I love that I'm going to be able to see it from my kitchen windows and just check on everything that I'm planting. I have a whole bunch of bare root strawberries that I ordered from M.I. Gardener that are going to be planted in this tomorrow. So until next time, y'all, I'm Emily from Bama Base, where I find peace in my garden and joy in my kitchen. I'm so excited to have my very first GreenStalk, and it wasn't that hard to assemble, y'all, especially when I got the hubby to help me lift it. I love the pink. Until next time, y'all. Bye.